Hey guys, so I am back with another Love and Hip Hop Hollywood review. This review is for season 6, episode 7. If you did not catch my reviews for episodes 1 through 6, please go check those out. So this episode starts with where last episode ended, where Lyrica was outside of her house and she was yelling at A1 to get away from her and get off her luggage because she packed a suitcase to leave for the night because her and A1 had gotten into it because Lyrica had overheard A1 and his mom in the kitchen talking about the picture she posted on Instagram where she had no pants on and a waist snatcher on with her son's Cookie Monster toy blocking her private area. So when that had happened, more fuel was brought to the fire when she was packing her bag because she had saw that Zell was live on IG with Summer Bunny, and Summer Bunny was talking trash about Lyrica all over Instagram Live and was saying that A1 has still been texting her from a different number. So that set Lyrica completely off, and she packed a bag and she was walking out the door. Now, A1's mom tried to sit and talk with Lyrica to calm her down. I don't know why A1's mom thought she could calm Lyrica down when they don't even really get along. But she was telling Lyrica that she's weak if she lets some little tramp ruin her relationship with A1. And it's like, no. The relationship with A1 is ruined not because of Summer Bunny, because of A1, because he was the one who was married and made vows with Lyrica, and they had renewed their vows after they both had been cheating. They renewed their vows and ended up having their baby, and then he went out and started cheating on her again. So that would be A1's fault, not Summer Bunny's, although Summer Bunny shouldn't be on Instagram Live talking about messing with a married man because that makes her look bad. So all the crying and tears she was doing in the first few episodes was very fake tears because she wants to be known as some girl who hops from producer to producer and friggin' celebrity to celebrity just to try to come up, and that looks bad on her part. She's making her bed, she's gonna have to lay in it with the bad reputation that she's going to have. But I also didn't like that A1's mom was trying to tell Lyrica that it's best for her son if she stays with A1. I don't think that that's right, and like I said in my last video about the situation, I don't think that just because you have a kid with someone you should stay in a relationship with them, because bringing that child up with all that toxicity and turmoil is not a good thing for her son. If they have all this tension and their marriage is just not working out, they probably should just live separately and co-parent with their son, and not have their son grow up with all that tension and turmoil that goes on within A1 and Lyrica's relationship. So Lyrica ended up taking off her ring, slamming him down on the car, and she jumped in, I think, an Uber, and she left. So K. Michelle goes to talk to her lawyer about her concerns that she's having with using the woman Tonay as her surrogate, because the woman Tonay has been doing a lot of questionable things. She's been going on live on social media telling everybody that she's K. Michelle's surrogate and talking about the surrogacy process, and talking about her relationship with K. Michelle, and it's just really weird. And she's putting herself, her family, those twin baby girls that she's supposed to be carrying, and K. Michelle, all at risk by the world knowing that she's going to be her surrogate. That was dumb to do. I know that when Kim Kardashian was doing her surrogacy, her surrogate never spoke about being Kim Kardashian's surrogate. She never revealed herself. We don't know what the woman looks like. She did make an appearance on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It was a very small appearance. All we saw was her back and just heard her voice because they had her face completely blurred out. So I think that it's really questionable why that woman is on social media telling everybody she's K. Michelle's surrogate. I think she's doing it for clout. And she may be doing it for all the wrong reasons. K. Michelle also told her lawyer that Tonay's boyfriend is telling her that she needs to come up with some type of contract or some shit like that. And I'm just like, why is Tonay's boyfriend even involved in the situation when he's not married to her? So he has really no say. If Tonay agrees to be K. Michelle's surrogate, it's between K. Michelle and Tonay, not her boyfriend who she's not married to. So that's weird too. That's definitely a red flag. K. Michelle was also saying that she feels uncomfortable because Tonay is saying things like she's trying to be closer to K Michelle and be her friend, and she's telling her like, oh, when the babies are born, we'll all do things together as a family and stuff like that. So it's like K Michelle's feeling weird because it's like, is this woman gonna be attached to my twin babies after she gives birth to them? Like, is she gonna be attached to my kids? And that's a fear that a lot of women have when it comes to being with a surrogate. It feels like one of those Lifetime movies where the surrogate becomes attached to your baby and they take your baby somewhere. So I can understand why K Michelle has these concerns. Now, her lawyer was telling her that there's other options for K Michelle as far as surrogates go, and that she doesn't need to use Tone if she's having all these doubts about it. So K Michelle has a lot to think about. Jason Lee talks about April being at the B2K concert and wondering how Omarion and Moniece will feel about it. And I know he's doing it partially because he's a gossip blogger, so that is his job. But the other part is that last episode, he fired April from Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored because he said that he felt like she wasn't taking it seriously and she didn't care that the fans were giving her constructive criticism, and she felt like she didn't need to make any changes when it came to how she was doing things with Hollywood Unlocked. So I'm interested to see what happens when April and Jason Lee end up seeing each other again. Now, Ray J, Fizz, and J Boog, and also Spectacular all went to go play pool. And, you know, Ray J was gloating about how great it was for him to open up for one of B2K's concerts, okay? And then he goes on to call April Drew's wifey, and Drew felt some type of way about him calling her his wifey. He was like, that's not my wifey. Don't say that. Don't put that out in the air. So, you know, Spectacular questioned the relationship between Drew and April too. And Drew was getting really defensive this whole time, saying that April's just his friend, they're just friends, and even if he was screwing April, that's not anybody's business. But Spectacular and J Boog were saying that, you know, there needs to be clarity between the relationship with April and him, because there's no clarity. People don't know if they're just friends or if they're in a relationship with one another. And Drew's like, there is clarity because I'm telling you we're just friends. But it's like they were trying to explain to him that they don't act like they're just friends. So everybody sees it as more than just that. And that Omarion, they were saying that Omarion was feeling some type of way about April being at the concerts and that it was causing tension between the group and it was going to cost everybody money. Now, the reason why it would cost everybody money was because, okay, Ray J had opened up for B2K. So if they ever asked Ray J to open up again for them at another concert, that can cost him money if Omarion backs out because he doesn't feel comfortable with the situation with Drew and April. That can also cost Spectacular money because he's a part of Pretty Ricky and they are also on the tour with B2K. And then that also costs all the B2K members money because they would all be screwed out of money if Omarion backs out, because there is no B2K without Omarion. And it seems like Drew is hard-headed and so is April. So it's like they both don't really feel like they're doing anything wrong. But J Boog, Ray J, and Spectacular all told Drew that he needs to keep April out of the B2K concerts and that he needs to slow down with the situation with April before it starts costing everybody money. And that's true, and I don't really understand why him and April don't get that. It's going to cause trouble. I don't understand why they don't understand that. It's just weird. So Apple and Mr. Ray go together to go get a consultation appointment for Apple because she wants to go get her boobs done. Now, she was telling him on this car ride about what happened between Brittany B and Lyrica at Jason Lee's showcase. She was saying how Brittany B and her were walking out the building and they had ran into Lyrica and A1, and that Brittany B had confronted Lyrica outside the building. And she thought that it was going to end up turning into a fist fight between Lyrica and Brittany B. Now, Mr. Ray and Apple both said that if they did fight, they would put their money on Brittany B and not Lyrica. So, I don't know. A lot of people don't really like Lyrica. It's funny to me because I don't pay too much attention to Lyrica, so I don't know why they don't really like her too much, but we'll see as the season progresses. But she ended up telling him that they didn't end up fighting, they ended up hugging and making up, although Sia and Brittany B was about to get into it though. But as they're pulling up to the place where Apple is having her appointment, Mr. Ray has some serious concerns because it is a cosmetic surgery place that's in a strip mall. And so he has concerns because he's asking her, are you really going to get your surgery done at a strip mall? And Apple felt like there was no issue with her getting her boobs done at a strip mall. She said that she doesn't need to go to places that are extra expensive like everybody else does to get their boobs done. So if she wants it, she wants it. I don't think she needs to get her breasts done because I feel like her boobs being small goes with her body frame. And she was saying, though, that she was going to make sure she doesn't get boobs that don't match her frame like some other women do. So, I mean, if she wants them, she wants them. Hey, she said that she was getting ready to get her boobs done before this appointment, but that she was unable to do it because she had anemia. So at this appointment, she was taking another test to see if she still had anemia, and that would determine whether or not she was able to even get her breast done. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. So Lyrica's mom and Sia come to visit her at the hotel she's been staying at since she left her house with A1 because of the argument she had gotten into with him and his mom. Now, Lyrica's mom asked Lyrica what happened, and she told her that she got into it at first with A1 and his mother because of the picture she had posted with the waist snatcher and the Cookie Monster covering her private part. And so she had gotten into it with them too, and then she left, but that she also ended up getting into it even more with them because she seen that the girl Summer Bunny who A1 was messing with on her was on IG Live talking crap about her and saying that A1 was still texting her from a different number and all that shit like that. So Lyrica's mom immediately gets pissed off because she feels like A1's mom is always involved in Lyrica and A1's relationship, which is true, and she should definitely stay out of it because whatever issues they already have, the mom is making it 10 times worse by putting her 2 cents into his relationship. And A1 needs to learn to check his mom and tell her that she needs to stay out of their business, but he's not doing that, so it's just making things 10 times worse. So Lyrica ends up showing her mom and Sia the video of, Summer Bunny talking crap about her on live. And, Lyrica was saying that it wasn't about Summer Bunny. It's about her situation with A1 and how she's not happy and how she's going to do whatever it takes to be happy again, whether it's being with A1 or not. And they were telling her that she needs to think about what she wants to do and how it's going to be like being a single mom with her son. And she was saying that it was scary to think about being a single mom, but I don't think A1 would just up and not take care of his son. So technically she would be co-parenting with A1, and I'm pretty sure A1 cares about his kid, whether they have problems in their relationship or not. So she wouldn't necessarily be taking care of the child completely on her own. And Lyrica's mom actually wants Lyrica to be done with A1 because she feels like it's just a cycle that keeps on going within their relationship. And I agree with Lyrica's mom on this one. I think Lyrica should pull the plug on the relationship. So Drew and April meet up for dinner, and he asked her how it's going down at Hollywood Unlocked or Uncensored, and she told him basically that Jason Lee had fired her and told her that she wasn't doing good at the job. So he told her that Jason lost the best thing that he had at that job, and I was just like, what? And April looked all flustered, like she was just like blushing when he said that to her. And I know Drew is really cute, so I mean, she's a girl, he's cute. If he tells her, he compliments her like that, of course she's gonna get flustered. But it's weird because they claim they're not in a relationship with one another, but they act like they are. And so she was talking about how she was going to be in Chicago going to visit her family, and how her and her family were excited to go to the B2K concert that's in Chicago. And he awkwardly told her, look, I don't think it's a good idea for you to come, but I'll make sure your family can come. Now, she was completely flabbergasted and taken back by him telling her that she couldn't come to the concert. And he tried to explain to her that everybody around him, people who are involved in the concert and people who are just friends and family with him, are telling him that it's inappropriate for April to be at the concert, and that Omarion felt very uncomfortable with her being at the concert that she went to the last time. Now, she thought it was dumb that Omarion felt uncomfortable because he's the one who left her, but just because he left her doesn't mean he wants her showing up at his concerts with his bandmate. That's weird and that's awkward, and it is very inappropriate. And it is going to cost the band money if Omarion had decided to drop out of the concerts. Now, I don't think Omarion would drop out of it because he's making a lot of money, more than everybody else in this concert. But still, she should respect the fact that Drew's telling her, look, I just don't think it's a good idea for you to come anymore. And she was pissed off about it, acting like she didn't understand why she shouldn't be able to come. So, but she was saying how she was going to go to Chicago anyway, and she'll figure out about the concert situation later on. Now, I think she's going to end up going to the goddamn concert because I don't think she cares how Marion feels at all. She doesn't even care. And if anything, she should care because of Drew. You know what I'm saying? If you don't care about Omarion, but you care about Drew, you shouldn't go because bringing tension to Drew. So we'll see what happens. Moniece goes to see K. Michelle because she wants to talk to her about the way that she felt unsupported by K when she told K. Michelle that she was going to go on tour with April. Now, Moniece told her that she feels like it's a good idea for her and April to go on tour together because both their baby daddies make money together and they had their issues, but they were still able to come together to make money. So she felt like her and April could do the same thing. Now, K. Michelle was letting her know that it was stupid for her to try to befriend April and go on tour together after all the stupid stuff that they did to one another on social media for the world to see. So it comes off as fake with them two going on tour together. But K. Michelle didn't want to argue because Kay has her own things going on in her life. So she kind of just told Moniece she'll support her in whatever she decides to go do. I think it's stupid for April and Moniece to go on tour together too. I think it's fake. I think it's dumb. I think they're not going to make any money together. So I just think it was a dumb idea. But whatever. So she tells Moniece about how the surrogacy is going, and she says that she feels uncomfortable with who she chose as a surrogate, and that she's glad that the embryos were not implanted yet because she is unsure if she's going to keep Tony as her surrogate. She says that she's not looking for any more friends and that Tony is trying to get really close to her and be all up in her life and have some type of fairy tale friendship with the kids and all that stuff like that. And then she's going all over social media and she's making these videos telling everybody she's her surrogate. So she feels uncomfortable with it. Now, K. Michelle was saying how she doesn't want to not make Tony her surrogate because she wants to give the family that money because the family is depending on the money that she's giving her to be her surrogate. And so Moniece was telling her, you know, what's more important though, your children or hers? And so K. Michelle got emotional because she knows that Tony and her family need that money, but she also wants to protect her own children that this woman's supposed to be carrying. And so it's a big decision for her to make. But I personally think K. Michelle should put herself and her unborn children first. And I feel like she should cut Tony off when it comes to her being her surrogate. Paris, Zell, and April go out for drinks, and April tells them how she's going on a trip to Chicago to see her family like she does all the time, but that she might not be going to the B2K show anymore because Drew told her that a lot of people involved have an issue with her coming. So Paris is actually glad that April is not going, and she tells her that she should not go to the concert. She should stay far away from the B2K concert, and that she also feels like April's not being honest with her about her relationship with Drew because of all the signs point to her and Drew being together, and she just feels like April's not being completely honest. So I kind of sense that April and Paris may get into something at some point towards the end of this season because I feel like Paris feels like April's hiding something. So April gets defensive and tells her that she's not hiding anything, that her and Drew are nothing but friends, that they're not together, they're not in a relationship with one another, they haven't even slept together. So she doesn't understand why Omarion feels uncomfortable because he's the one who left her in the first place, and she still doesn't even know why he left her. So for him to have an issue with her hanging around with Drew or anybody else she chooses to mess around with makes no sense. She's hard-headed. That shows. So Zell says he can't go with them to Chicago because he's going to Lyrica's mom's event, and how he has to try to make things right with Lyrica and A1 because they felt some type of way about him being on IG Live with Summer Bunny. And he said he was trying to be a little messy by being on IG Live with Summer Bunny, but that he wasn't trying to be fake, so he doesn't want them to feel that type of way. He knew they would feel some type of way about him going live with that girl. He done gave that girl the clout and attention that she wanted, and he gave it to her. So he is questionable. And if Lyrica trusts Zell after that situation, she's dumb. So April and Paris land in Chicago, and April was saying how she doesn't know if she's going to the show or not, but that she's just going to enjoy her time in Chicago. Now, Paris was saying to April that she wants to keep her as far away from B2K as possible, because it seems like she's doing a little group thing. And April laughed because she knows by group thing, Paris meant that it seems like she's hopping from B2K member to B2K member. And, you know, April was saying that it wasn't like that, that her relationship with Omarion was good, and that's why she felt so blindsided when Omarion had left her, and that Drew was the one who was there for her when Omarion up and left, and helped her through her toughest times when she wasn't eating, when she was stressed out and shit like that. So it's just like, that is fine if he wanted to be there for you, but it's weird how your relationship is so close like that. And it's not even that you are close, because men and women have friendships all the time, but they don't have friendships like that where they're putting to the public that they're having a relationship with one another. And that's what it seems like. And I just don't understand why she doesn't feel like she should back off a little bit while they do this tour. If she wants to mess with Drew all she wants to after the tour ends, go ahead and do that. But while this tour is going on, she shouldn't be so public with Drew like that, and she shouldn't be showing up to them B2K shows. It's just really awkward. And they showed, you know, her saying how Drew deserves to have sex with her because he's good to her, and she doesn't feel like she needs to be giving her body to men who don't treat her right. And that's true, you shouldn't give your body to men who don't treat you right. But knowing who Drew is to Omarion, I just feel like it's a little messy of her to be even saying anything like that publicly. It's embarrassing, and I feel like Omarion might be slightly embarrassed too about it, you know, because April portrayed herself like she wasn't like that, and now she's trying to portray herself in a completely different manner than what she was portraying herself at in the first place. So we'll see what ends up happening with that whole thing, but it is a whole mess. Lyrica's mom, Lyrica G, ends up going to meet with A1's mother to talk about the situation with A1 and Lyrica. Now, Lyrica's mom tells A1's mother that they have kept their distance with one another because every time they came together, they would argue. And so in order to make it less stress on the relationship between A1 and Lyrica, they decided to not be around each other. And Lyrica's mom really thought that that was going to help with A1 and Lyrica's relationship, but that it's not working because A1's mom keeps inserting herself into A1 and Lyrica's business. Now, A1's mother tells Lyrica's mother that A1 didn't even sleep with that girl, so Lyrica shouldn't be pressed about that girl. And, you know, Lyrica's mom was like, he admitted to sleeping with Summer Bunny. And I was in awe that A1's mom didn't even know that he was sleeping with Summer Bunny, because she didn't even know it. She was surprised to even find out that he slept with the girl. He admitted to doing it. He did it. So whatever. So Lyrica's mom tells A1's mother that she wants her to apologize to Lyrica for getting involved in their relationship. And A1's mother was like, well, can we both apologize, because both of us have done things that were wrong, and I don't think I should be the only one apologizing. So Lyrica's mom was like, I'm not apologizing for anything because I haven't done anything. And so A1's mom gets pissed off, and she jumps up and tells her, to hell with you. And they have a lot of problems. So now that little meetup that they ended up having is going to cause more drama between the relationship with A1 and Lyrica. So I just feel like the whole thing is just a mess. Throw the whole family away. They should not be together. And that's it. It's too much mess and it's too much turmoil. A1's mom is not going to stop getting involved in his relationship. A1 ain't going to check his mom to stay out of his relationship. And Lyrica's mom's going to keep getting pissed off at A1's mother for getting involved in Lyrica and A1's relationship. And Lyrica's going to keep getting more and more pissed off at A1 and not trusting him because he's been cheating on her. So I just think throw the whole family away. Apple gets cleared for her breast augmentation surgery. So that means that her anemia was gone. So Mr. Ray and Apple's sister Bonnie end up coming with her as support because she's going to be doing this surgery awake, okay? She is going to be under anesthesia, but she's not going to be asleep. She's going to be awake during the surgery, but she's going to be out of it while it's happening to her, which is really scary in itself because it's just like you're awake while this shit's happening to you. So it's just like so nerve-wracking. When they gave her the medication, she looked like she was completely out of it. She looked nervous as hell. And you know, she looked like she was completely in pain, and it was really uncomfortable to watch. I was actually nervous and uncomfortable watching this scene, and I was just like, oof, the stuff people put their bodies to get it the way they want it to look is just like, damn, I'd rather just keep my breasts the way they are than go through that, because you know, Apple was saying that breast augmentation surgery hurts worse than childbirth. And I was just like, well, holy shit. Like, you're going to put yourself through that? It's like, but I mean, she wanted to do it and it was going to make her happy. But, you know, she was saying how her son lives in a different part of California than her, and how her relationship with her mom is still not good, and her music career is not where she wants it to be, but she's focusing on getting her breasts done. I feel like her priorities are not really in the right place, but I feel like she also has gone through a lot and is probably going through a lot, so she wants to do something to make herself happy, so she's getting her breasts done. So I really hope that Apple really gets herself together. I'm really rooting for Apple. I really am. So in this final scene, K. Michelle finally meets up with Toné to confront her on the concerns that she has about Toné being her surrogate. Now, this is where the episode cuts off because they wanted to share that very dramatic scene for next episode. So we'll have to wait till next episode to see what K. Michelle tells to Toné and Toné's reaction. I feel like K. Michelle should get a different surrogate for her babies. I think that Lyrica and A1 should call it quits. I think that April and Drew need to cool it on their relationship with one another, whatever they want to call it, while B2K is on tour, because it might cost everybody some money. And that concluded episode 7 of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I would love to know what you think down in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel if you like my videos, and hit the like button. I will be reviewing more shows than just Love and Hip Hop and Basketball Wives. The show Mixed Dish is coming out in just a few short days. I think it's literally a week away. And I will be doing reviews and story times on Mixed Dish because I am biracial and I want to see if anything that they put in the show is something that I've went through myself. I will be reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is coming out very, very soon. I will also be doing Marriage Boot Camp, and I will be doing Total Divas, and any more shows that come out that I feel interested in doing reviews on, I will definitely do. Thank you all so much for the support, and don't forget to like this video.